What's up gamers, and welcome back to another RiftGuides WildRift video. For today we are going to take a look at Ekko and present you the ultimate Ekko guide with everything you could ever think of and need. So for our question of the day, we want to know what your thoughts on Ekko. Let me know in the comments below. But let's speak about what Ekko is in my opinion. He's a nimble assassin that is very squishy. Every mistake can cost you your life in an instant, so you have to consider your encounters and choose them very well. As a champion, he can be flexed into the mid lane and jungle role. For the Baron lane, I don't really agree that you should play him there. I don't think he's good enough to be played there. Too squishy, but we'll probably see buffs very soon because we all know how Riot operates. To give you a better understanding on how Ekko works, let's just take a look at the abilities. Let's start with the passive. Every third attack or damaging spell on the same target deals bonus magic damage and grants Ekko a burst of movement speed if the target is a champion. His first ability is called Time Winder. Ekko throws a temporal grenade that expands into a time distortion field upon hitting an enemy champion, slowing and damaging anyone caught inside. After a delay, the grenade rewinds back to Ekko, dealing damage on its return. This ability will be your primary wave clear ability, so you will spam it quite a lot. Ekko's second ability is called Parallel Convergence. Ekko's basic attacks deal bonus magic damage to low health enemies. He can cast Parallel Convergence to split the timeline, creating an anomaly after a few seconds that slows enemies caught inside. If Ekko enters the anomaly, he gains shielding and stuns enemies by suspending them in time. This is an ability that either is used to catch people off guard when they're, for example, running into a specific corridor and you want to catch them off guard, or in a teamfight, because once a carry is caught within that ability, it's very likely that he's going to die immediately. You can also get creative with this ability by using it in lane to force the enemy melee champion, of course if he's a melee champion, off from the wave because he can't just stand there, because if he does you'll just get a free trade, which is very beneficial for you. Because don't forget, the closer you get to the threshold HP, the more likely you are to kill the enemy. Ekko's third ability is called Phase Dive. Ekko rolls evasively while charging up his Z-Drive. His next attack deals bonus damage and warps reality, teleporting him to his target. This ability is your go-to gap closer, but you can also use this ability to avoid spells because of the wording teleporting. Depending on how you use it, you can avoid deadly spells such as Lee Sin Q or Lee Sin's first ability, however you want to word it, or other dangerous spells. Last but not least for his abilities, we have the ultimate ability, Chrono Break. Ekko shatters his timeline, becoming untargetable and rewinding to a more favorable point in time. He returns to wherever he was a few seconds ago and heals for a percentage of the damage received in that duration. Enemies near his arrival zone take massive damage, and let me tell you, it's really massive damage. It's absurd how much damage this ability does. Compared to all of his other abilities, this ability is a true tool to one-shot people. But let's quickly talk about some combos with Ekko. The most natural combo is placing your second ability where you believe the enemy is going to chase you. Then you can use your ult backwards, deal the massive damage of the ultimate while stunning them to then enable you to proc your Z-Drive resonance on them for absolutely free. For that, however, you have to be kind of aware what your ultimate actually does and how slow it travels behind you. Basically, get familiar with the timing. The next bread and butter combo for any Ekko player is fishing for hits with your first ability. Whenever you try and punish the enemy by, for example, them going for a last hit, you want to throw out your first ability, and if it attacks them on its way out and back in, you can go for a quick trade with your third ability. You'll immediately proc your Z-Drive's resonance, gain the movement speed and can just run off into the sunset. You will deal a lot of damage and you'll potentially set yourself up for an easy kill on the second rotation of exactly this little combo. If you want to be really fancy though, you can place your second ability in any way, shape or form behind you and keep on walking away. Even if you just ult through your second ability, it will still trigger its stun and catch people off guard. That is something you have to keep in mind. Ekko is all about taking your chances with the perfect engage you can find. You need to be very patient and choose everything very wisely. If you make a mistake, you will immediately die. Never forget this. But now let's talk about the lanes and the typical things you have to think about. But let's start with the builds. For the mid lane, I suggest Eludens, Rabadons, Lich, Voidstaff and any magic pen of your choice, which is Morello or Infinity Orb, or a Nash's Tooth. For laning, you want to always start Q, it's just all that you need. For jungle, it's a bit different. In the jungle role, I think it's better to go with a Nash's Tooth. The The reason is just clearing your jungle as fast as possible while having a lot of CDR is amazing. And Nashus is not as bad as you think on Ekko. The faster you proc your passive, the better you can just run away again. Don't forget, you're super squishy, so if you don't proc it fast and peace out, you are going to die, or you have to use your flash, ult, or any defensive cooldown on top. For the other items, you want Rabadon's Death Cap, Void, Lich Bane, and any magic pen of your choice. For boots, you want Boots of Lucidity with a Stasis or a Protobelt enchant. Here, the overall consensus is if you're snowballing, Protobelt can be really helpful, and if you need some additional survivability, Stasis will do the trick. Because don't forget, if you are locked in place, your ultimate, or the ghost of your ultimate, will slowly creep up to you and be close to your Stasis. So the enemy can't just dogpile on you, because if they do, you can press your ultimate ability and kill all of them. It's amazing. For the jungle clear, it's a bit specific here. You want to start with your first ability, then your second ability, and then your third ability. Here's the deal about the jungle clear. You want to start with the Crocs. Kill the Crocs, don't smite them. Once you get to red buff, you want to double smite the red buff. Deal as much damage as possible, utilizing those smites to get the buff to the HP threshold of your second ability. Once you've done that, you'll actually be able to clear your jungle without any problems. After this, just clear your chickens and then you can choose what you want to do. Any other clear will take ages, trust me. And for the current meta, a full clear is just optimal in most situations, because who cares about a crab? It doesn't grant you any XP anyway. So just go for the full clear, hit your level 5 and then see what you can get done. What you should also never underestimate is the amount of gold Crocs provide. Clearing them twice before the objective spawn will always guarantee you a full item, whatever happens. Just clearing your jungle is a lot of gold, and even if you happen to have a laner that dies, you can just soak his wave and be happy. It doesn't matter to you, because you are a scaling champion. If you get the scale, you will one-shot people later on. And now let's talk about runes. For runes, you want Electrocute. Why Electrocute though? Electrocute is a 3-part combo rune. If you have any kind of way of proccing this fast, it's going to be an amazing rune, especially for assassins. Since your champion is also not very interested in sticking around for too long, this rune seems the most optimal. I personally did some games with Lethal Tempo, I liked it in the jungle role, but if you want the consistency and an easy way of playing the champion, Electrocute will just be straight up better. For the second rune, you want either Brutal or Champion. The AP will surely help you have a better laning, or the Champion rune will help you snowball even better. Don't forget, your champion has a jail free card because you simply can't die once you have your ultimate ability. It's all about you utilizing it properly. For the Resolve rune, I recommend either Titan or Nullifying Orb. Titan because of the free HP and the tenacity you get, and Nullifying Orb because of the shield, and it will make life easier, especially if you're facing a lot of burst damage. You'll have a lot of AP, so the shield will be kinda big. Last but not least comes the Inspiration rune, and here I recommend Genius or Nimbus Cloak. Hunter Genius is just an amazing rune, and nowadays you just don't want Sweet Tooth anymore. In this game, resetting is so easy and you lose so little by doing it, Sweet Tooth just doesn't cut it anymore. So rather than this, just take Hunter Genius and have more spells available. The more spells you have, the better time you'll have. And for Nimbus Cloak, it's about having even more movement speed. Just casually igniting somebody and just running up to him and making sure that he can't escape is a big deal. Also, when you're getting chased down, this rune can actually be the difference maker. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And you can watch some streams so you can see me play Ekko live and see me stomp anyone in Challenger, because it's just too nice. Anyway, see you for the next video. Peace, guys.